Hello, I am Variegata and I love World of Warcraft. The next expansion is taking us to the skies with Dragonflight, so I thought I would do a quick run through of some of my favourite aspects of WoW as a whole before we enter the next chapter. The cities. These vast, impressive capitals stake their claim in the landscape and force you to marvel at the architectural skill of those who came before. Every city has its own distinct personality, reflecting the beings who built them. You have the towering ziggurats of Dazar Alor, rich and golden and carpeted in lush greenery. There are the gleaming walkways of the towns of Bastion, broad and shining silver. Or maybe you would prefer the dank depths of Undercity, full of proud Forsaken toiling in the ruins of Lordaeron. One of my personal favourites is Silvermoon City, home of the Blood Elves and the Eastern Kingdoms, and one of the most beautiful settlements in WoW. Soaring and bright, airy, atmospheric, strangely empty, it always leaves me feeling sort of calm, but also a bit melancholic that such a gorgeous place isn't busier. There are some interesting NPCs here, the details are glorious, and it really juxtaposes with the dead Scar, which tears through the lively forests outside. The cities of WoW generally feel lived in, and they act as proper focal points rather than just quest bases. A multitude of landscapes. What is your favourite zone? Do you prefer to swoop over treetops or skate over barren, icy wastes? Do you want the physical effort as you clamber up the sides of a great mountain? Or maybe you would prefer to frolic on the beaches, hoping none of the local pirates notice you in your trunks? Well, I have good news for you. WoW has every biome and environmental combination covered. So whatever it is you look for in a role-playing background, you can find it here. Little villages set in woodland that don't look as innocent as they seem. Cliffs soaring above the waves. Dense jungles filled with all manner of critters. Rolling grassy hills. Barren wastelands. Volcanoes, tsunamis, castles, mines, huge deserts. I think my favourite zones are Winterspring, Tirisfal Glades, Arathi Highlands, and then most of Kultiras, although that's basically a whole continent, so I'm not sure if that counts. I just remember being really impressed with the ambience there. When I first entered, I felt genuinely scary undertones. The added extras. Hunting, gathering, crafting, mining. We all know and love our creative outlets in RPGs, and obviously I am not going to pretend WoW is the only one that does this, but it is another aspect I like about the game, so I don't care, I'm including it anyway. I think cooking and archaeology are my favourites. Cooking particularly because I love food so much in real life, but also because I suppose I like reading all that literal flavour text and imagining, I'm actually eating this hearty meal to get my strength up. Then we have the side quests, those left field additions to the main quest line, taking you off the beaten track. One of my favourite WoW YouTubers has a fun called Hiruma Red X. He has a fun video about poo quests, which is not a sentence I ever thought I'd say out loud, but anyway, that's linked below in the description box if you want to know what I mean by that. But basically, what I mean is this is an example of some of the ridiculous side quests that you have access to immerse you even more. I want to give a quick shout out to archaeology for being much maligned and underutilised, and I desperately hope it's used properly in Dragonflight. I am actually planning a video about wishes for the future of WoW as a sort of counterbalance to this video, improvements, things like that. So let me know what you think needs to be improved, or indeed which thing about WoW is your favourite. I am personally counting on archaeology being brought back, because I just think it would fit in so well in Dragonflight. It's all in the details. You step through the solid wooden door into a welcoming, warm inn, plenty of chairs, a roaring fire, steaming bowls of hot soup ready and waiting for you to tuck into. Or maybe you stride into the bank, candlelight flickering as you confidently hand over to the board assistant one random helmet that you cannot fit in your backpack anymore. The details are what helps immersion, and it's just as it is easily broken when you stand 2 meters away from an enemy and they don't notice when you shoot one of their colleagues. So it is strengthened when you see water flowing or steam rising from a cauldron or magic broomsticks sweeping along in the street around you. I really like just sitting and watching, you see like mice shooting out from beneath a wall, or NPCs chuckling with each other, or maybe, another thing is dialogue sometimes changes depending on what you've done previously. So a recent example of this is in Shadowlands in Maldraxxus, where Baroness Vash will have different dialogue depending on whether you killed her in Serpent Shrine Caverns. So it's an awkward conversation, that. An eternity of lore. Even if you joined WoW last week, you've probably picked up on the breadth of lore, the stories, the tales, the myths, the legends surrounding Azeroth and its inhabitants. Our next chapter brings us to the Dragon Isles, which was so catastrophically drained of its magic during the invasion of the Burning Legion. These islands were home to the majestic dragons, who were tragically forced to leave the Isles in search of what they had lost. Standing guard are the Watchers, waiting for the day they can call the dragons home. Thousands of years pass before elemental magic surges again. As I said at the beginning, Dragonflight has reinvigorated my love for WoW, and reminded me how much passion and history goes into its story. I have played since Warlords of Draenor, since around probably 2014, and I have entered every single expansion since then with a sense of awe. I mean, I will admit there were some slip-ups with Shadowlands, and I just didn't really fully commit to Shadowlands because the story there just didn't really make sense to me. But I feel that Dragonflight seems to be a recalibration of sorts, and I genuinely believe it will bring us back on track, and continue to carry us forward into many more years of intricate lore. So there we have it, my limited list of just some of the reasons why I love World of Warcraft. Do you play? How long have you been playing? Are you brand new? And if so, what made you want to join in? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time, whenever that may be. Bye!
Here, the new age of dragons shall begin.